With the Premier League transfer deadline day right around the corner, it's fair to say we've got a lot to talk about. As always, if you enjoyed the podcast, support us with a subscription and don't forget to check out other platforms. Any support is greatly appreciated. But without further ado, let's talk ball. Welcome back to Season 2, Episode 8 of the Let's Talk Ball podcast. I'm Samuel Slaney and I'm joined with Connor Ward, John Lomas and Jordan Mountford.
In-betweeners.
Yeah, podcast in-betweeners.
Yeah. Look nothing like them, but whatever.
No.
I don't know about that, John.
I don't know, we might all have this stereotype.
Probably, yeah.
Who's who, do you reckon?
You remind me of, what's his
Neil.
name? Simon. You remind me of him somehow.
In what way?
Carly.
Out of all
Carly.
of them, I think John, I don't know about you, but I'd say Jay.
Jay.
What?
Chats loads of shit.
Like, thanks, yeah, nice.
Got a
one,
small knob.
Oh, man.
How the fuck do you know if I've got a small knob?
That's quite a good point.
What, with the football shirts as well?
Yeah.
The retro football
Yeah,
shirts?
the retro football shirt.
He's not my friend.
Friend! Fucking football friend!
Oh, I bet when I had trials at West Ham.
From when you had trials at West Ham that never happened.
Shall we get on to predicting the Premier League table?
Let's go on to
Yeah.
it, yeah.
If we dare.
Has everyone got their full tables?
Yeah. Right then, so we're going to do it position by position, yeah?
Yeah.
From
Are you all doing
bottom
it
to
the same-
top.
Are you all doing it at the same time?
So we'll say 20th,
So
and
we're
we'll
going to go,
go Connor,
yeah,
John.
who's
yeah.
got who at 20th, who's got who at 19th, etc.
Do you want me to go first? Yeah.
Whoever's ready, I guess.
Yeah.
Who have you got bottom?
Newcastle.
Newcastle. How come?
Why do you think? Pretty obvious, isn't it?
Lost Rafa.
Well, lost Rafa, just Steve Bruce, Mike Ashley.
club's
bit of a-
dying
well,
potentially.
yeah,
the whole
it's-
disruption.
Just a shit show.
Yeah. Okay.
What else is there to? Well, what else is to say?
I think they've got enough quality to stay up. I think they've just brought a new striker. They've got a solid defence. But
Yeah.
they're one of them. They could easily collapse under
think
Steve Bruce.
Maybe not
It's-
20th. I definitely think relegation zone. If not,
You've
No,
got
just-
it's bottom though. Yeah.
yeah,
I
I'd
can
say
see
bottom.
why.
I'd say bottom. Yeah, definitely.
So Newcastle bottom.
Yeah, I'd say Newcastle bottom. Yeah.
That's a shock to me.
What?
Right.
Yeah, I would say
I'm not
so.
going to say where I've got them, but they're not in the bottom three.
Right. I agree with Connor. I've got Newcastle bottom too. Pretty much the same reasons as Connor. That's just that club is an absolute shit show,
Mess.
and it's a mess. And they've lost Perez, Rondon, Rafa. That's 3 big losses. Fans completely turned. I mean, like the fans were kind of on board with Rafa there because of him, but like you turn that against him, and the whole uncertainty about selling. The fact that Joe Linton and this Nice winger they've spent some money on some signings, but both unproven in the Premier League. They could be decent, but I'm not that convinced, especially compared to some of the business other clubs have made. And I feel like Rafa kept them up for the last 2 seasons, and he's not there. And I don't rate Steve Bruce at all. The guy gets clubs relegated all the time.
For fun, yeah.
He's good at getting.
Yeah, that's his pastime.
Yeah.
He's good at getting clubs promoted, but he's not great at keeping them up. Although he kept Birmingham up for quite a while. But
Likes his sausage rolls.
I've got on bottom Newcastle. That was a really tough one for me to put on bottom, but yeah, I don't think many Newcastle fans would disagree at this point.
I've got Sheffield United as bottom.
Okay. That's the popular one, I think.
Yeah, I just don't think they'll do well in the Prem. The defence looks quite weak. Have they brought any good signings in?
Ravel Morrison.
Oh,
What the hell was
30 goals a
possessed?
season.
That is such an un-Sheffield United signing.
It
like,
is,
you think
man.
hard-working players, and then you got Ravel Morrison.
I think it's a bad move for him, to be honest. I do think they'll be bottom.
yeah. So
And I think he's not going to have that platform to show what he's capable of. He's going to be under too much pressure.
What's he do
I just-
again? Ravel Morrison? Because I know he did something.
was he a rapper?
And did he pull a shank on his missus or something? Because she had a phone.
That's what.
Did
Yeah, he
I
got
didn't
done,
know it
didn't
was
he?
that
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah, he did something with his
Apparently,
girlfriend.
he's a really talented player. He just doesn't put it in.
Just
I
got
know he did
bad
well in
attitude.
Mexico.
Yeah.
He was at Atlas, wasn't he, on loan?
Hmm.
Well, the thing is, Alex Ferguson said he was a better footballer than Pogba.
Oh crap! Yeah, he was at Man United, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he went to West Ham.
And he
didn't
scored that wonder
Lazio
goal
as
at
well.
West Ham. Does anyone remember that at White Hart Lane when he just fucking went on a
He's
solo
one of them
goal?
annoying players. He's like a Delta Rat,
Yes, I was going to say
on
that.
and off. On his
Yeah.
day, sick.
But
El
But-
Delta Rat.
but they have more
but
off days
Jermaine
than-
Genius said they thought they'd found the next Zidane.
Damn.
when he was at
Jermaine
Tottenham
Genius.
They look
in the
foolish
training
now.
ground.
But obviously, this is a chance for him. Massive chance. His last chance, I
Mm.
think.
If he pulls his finger out and Chris Wilder gets him playing, he could be good. But
I just don't see where their goals are coming from. I think they lack the quality up front.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And-
Billy Sharp,
Oof.
maybe. I don't know.
I think they're all right defensively with
Ollie
the big man,
McBurney?
Phil Jagielka.
Yeah, that's... How old is
36
he?
year-
36?
36, yeah.
Do you see it
And
like?
will he be starting as well?
I reckon he will.
Just-
Do you see it like Cardiff, where they just won't have enough?
I think they'll be
Um,
bottom all season, I do.
Yeah, I think they will, yeah. Who've they got first game of the season?
Bournemouth away. I think.
Bournemouth. I think
That's
they'll
tough
get
for them.
It's
battered.
a tough
Yeah.
game. Yeah. 19th then. Who's
Sam, who've you got for bottom?
Sheffield
Sheffield
United.
United,
He
okay.
said. Yeah.
Should we flip it round now? So, 19th, Norwich.
I've got Norwich.
I've got.
I've got Norwich as well.
I've got Brighton.
Okay, yeah.
It's
They-
interesting, yeah.
Got
Yeah,
rid
I've
of Knockout. Again,
That was a big
Um,
loss.
who's their striker? Is it Glenn Murray?
They just signed Neil Maupay then from Brentford.
I think that could be
Ooh.
okay for them. He's going to get them the
That's a-
goals.
But
But-
the thing I'm thinking about Neil Maupay, you can explain your point, and I'll get on to Brighton in a bit. But yeah, go on.
And is Dunk going or not? Is he?
I think he's going to stay.
Is he going to stay?
I wouldn't be surprised if he did a last-minute switch to Leicester.
Yeah.
though.
Mm.
Just
If
a
Leicester
panic
are
buy from
desperate.
Leicester.
Leicester are
I think-
desperate. Yeah.
They only just stayed up last season, and I think they'll go down. So, yeah, Brighton 19th for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Silence.
I know, yeah.
We're just processing, aren't we?
So, Sam, you've already said it. Yeah, I have Norwich 19th as well. I think they leak a lot of goals in the Championship. So, and I think good defences keep teams promoted. Keep teams up. I think they haven't made many signings. I mean, and maybe that's because they feel the squad's complete, and they did win the division.
I was shocked that they've got Farman, haven't they?
Yeah.
Ralph Farman,
Mm.
the goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's not bad.
That's a real good signing,
It's a
that
good
is, for
signing.
Norwich.
But other than that, they haven't really made that many signings, and the defence is really leaky. I get that kind of football has got them where they are, but in the Premiership, they're going to sink a lot of goals to some teams, and I don't know. They're that yo-yo club as well, where
They are, aren't
they?
They're up and down.
And they've got a horrible start to the season.
They do.
Like Liverpool.
Yeah,
Liverpool
I've
being
got them. I've got them 19th. I just don't think they'll have enough, but they could stay up.
I see that as a historic matchup, Liverpool versus Norwich.
Yeah, we always batter them, but
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
like
I think
to
I'd
be
be
honest, that's-
surprised if you don't batter them again.
I
on
think
Friday
Exactly.
night.
4-0 would be a decent
Yeah.
result.
Yeah.
I mean, we need to
You
do
haven't
what
had the
Man
best
City did.
pre-season, have you?
No, mate, and it's quite worrying. But like I said, the first half of the Community Shield, I thought, Jesus, we ain't going to stand a chance. But the second half, we came alive and
different.
all that.
Yeah.
We'll get on to
but
that.
we'll get
for
on
when
to
we're in
that,
the
yeah.
title race, yeah. But yeah, Norwich 19th.
Just on the topic of Norwich, how do you think Max Aarons is going to do?
He's a good player, but
It's one of them, isn't it? The pressure on him
yeah.
this
Is he
season
going
is
to be
pretty
another
big.
Ryan Sessegnon,
Yeah, could be.
where he didn't really do much last season for Fulham? Time will tell. He could be a good player though. Who have you got 19th and Connor?
Norwich.
So everyone's got Norwich 19th. Fair enough.
Norwich 19th, and I put Brighton 18th.
Okay, yeah.
I've got Brighton 18th.
Is that like a
I've
controversial?
I've got Brighton 18th.
I've got Norwich 18th.
Norwich 18th.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just
so-
those two swap
yeah.
around.
Yeah, so I've got Brighton 18th, so we'll talk
I
about...
think we kind of justified it with Brighton, didn't we?
Yeah,
Mm.
I think Brighton, again, they looked really poor towards the back end of last season. The wheels are starting to fall off a little bit. I think losing Chris Hughton, I don't know why they sacked him. I mean, I get they weren't doing great, but like I think he's a guy that keeps teams up. And to get rid of him, I'm not so sure, especially with a guy like Potter who has no Premier League experience. He could do all right, but I don't know. I feel like Neil Maupay is a really good signing, and that almost made me change my prediction. But the thing that could hinder Maupay is that in the Championship he was playing with a side that created a lot of chances, so he had a lot of chances to score goals. Brighton are not going to do that.
They won't.
So is he? It's a big step up, and is he gonna, when he's got less chances to score, put them away? I've heard he's got a pretty poor first touch, kind of like Andre Gray had at Brentford too, and Burnley, obviously.
I mean, they've made a couple of decent signings, to be fair.
Yeah, well,
like they've got that
Webster.
Trossard from Genk.
Yeah.
He's quite up and coming.
The thing is, though, they've done that where they've signed someone and you thought he's a good player, and then they've turned out utter crap. I mean, like that Florent Antidote, whatever his name was. I don't know how to pronounce it, but he was crap.
Antidote.
Some shit like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Andote or something, I don't know. It got him from Deportivo and he wasn't great.
And then, do you think Webster will get a lot of game time?
If they're switching to a free at the back, then I guess he starts every week. Surely they're going to start £20 million
Yeah,
player.
20 million, yeah.
Or is Dunk going and he's a replacement? I don't know. But
I say, I wouldn't be shocked if Dunk made a quick switch to Leicester.
If Leicester are desperate.
Yeah.
Now they've lost Maguire and they've been priced out of Ake and Tarkowski. But I've got Brighton just to go down. But who knows? They could surprise me.
They could, yeah.
It could either go, it could go either way, couldn't it?
Everyone's got Brighton 18th, haven't they?
Because for
Norwich.
me,
you've swapped.
it could go either way between Southampton and Brighton.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I've got them 17th.
Southampton 17th.
Yeah. I think looking at that squad, nothing much at all.
Who have you got 17th?
Newcastle, because I think it could be either Newcastle or Norwich that could go down. It all depends.
I've got Sheffield United 17th. I've got them just to stay up. Who have you got 17th?
Crystal Palace.
Yeah, I've got Sheffield.
That's another one for me. I don't think that squad is strong at all.
Yeah, we'll get on to Palace in a moment. But yeah, with Sheffield United, I think that they remind me a lot of Stoke and Burnley, and that they've got a lot of grafters. They're a hard-working side. I really like Chris Wilder, and I think they're going to benefit from a lot of sides having poor defences and them having a solid defence. I like them, and I think they'll stay up. I think they've got a good fan base as well. It's a good club. I think they could stay up. I really do. But again, they wouldn't surprise me if they just fall short like Cardiff. It was, for me, I towards the end I was swapping Sheffield United and Brighton around quite a lot, but I've gone with Sheffield United. I'd prefer them to stay up out of the two as well. I don't really like Brighton.
I just think they look the weaker team of the sides coming up.
Yeah.
Could go either way though.
They did well though last season.
The thing that we've got to remember is it's the Prem. Anything can happen.
Exactly, yeah. There's always one team.
We could look back at these predictions and it could be completely wrong.
This is the thing. There's always one team that surprises everyone and stays
it could
up.
be them.
And it could be them.
Yeah.
Do you remember Blackpool?
They went down though.
They went down, but they started this. Yeah. Well, okay. I'm sorry, Ryan. Okay.
No, but they were all right. Though,
Let him finish his point,
yeah,
John.
Sorry.
Well, no, I just said they started off really well, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they beat Wigan. Was it 4-0?
Where are they now? League One.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They could have stayed up that season as well. But yeah, Sheffield United 17th. Who have you got 17th then, Jordan?
I had Newcastle. I think they've got, like I say, they've got Lascelles, who's a solid centre back. I think they've made some
Shaw
good
as well.
Yeah, they've got some good signings in. They've got that. Is it what's his name? They brought him from MLS in January. Marion, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really going to annoy me. Almiron.
Yeah,
Almiron,
he's a very good player. I think they've got the quality there, but it's like I said, they could be uninspired under Bruce, and they could fall into the relegation zone, or they could, just survive.
Well, that's the thing. It's quite a strong squad, to be fair.
That's what I mean.
But then it's Bruce in charge. So.
I could
exactly.
see, and it's a strong squad in parts and a weak in others. It is largely the team that they got promoted with. I don't know with Newcastle. I'm really undecided.
That's what I mean.
I could see why you've got them to stay up, but I've got them rock bottom. Like I said.
I mean, is Paul Dummett still playing left back?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, come on, get real for God's sake.
Might have to lower Newcastle for that.
Bit harsh.
No. Yeah, like I say, it could go either way. I've got them 14th.
What have you got 17th?
17th is Southampton for me.
I can see that.
I just don't think they've strengthened, and I think that season could match their kit, to be honest.
Yeah, the shit kit.
Yeah.
Well, I'll get on to Southampton later. I like Shea Adams, but yeah.
Who have we got 16th then?
I've got Southampton.
Yeah, pretty much the same reason.
I've got Burnley.
Yeah.
16th.
I've got Burnley 16th as well.
Oh, I don't think they'll be that far down.
I hope
They've
not.
got a solid.
Do you know what? I'm just looking at their squad, and it's aging.
But
not
it's
just that.
reliable.
It's not.
And
That's the
We
thing.
are,
got goals in them,
reliable.
that's-
We are reliable, and I think that's why we'll stay up. I think
You'll definitely stay up.
you know what you'll
I'd
get.
be shocked.
You know what you'll get with us: solid defence, solid football. We'll get results.
Like I said, you've
It's
got
just-
strikers who can score.
And we
like,
have got
who've
goal
got
scorers.
goals in them.
We've got Wood, we've got Barnes, we've got Rodriguez. They all score goals. Vidra could as well. We've also got McNeil, who's coming on really well on the wing. He'll get a few goals and assists. We've got a decent team. It's just my problem is we haven't signed as of recording. We haven't signed a central midfielder, and that's what's going to let us
Which,
down.
if you got Camarasa,
exactly,
that'd be
if
sick.
we did, but
I think he's off to
I think
Palace,
he's
isn't
off
he?
to
Yeah, he
Palace though,
on
isn't he?
loan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, why the hell did we not?
What a signing for them that'll be.
What a signing for them, but why the hell are we not signing him? Like, that's just a player we should be going for, someone with a bit of creative nous. Him or, like, I saw his link with Drinkwater, I think he'd be alright for a season, like, on loan. But yeah, as of now, with not signing a central midfielder, which is what we've been crying out for since Defoe's been really injury prone. I've got a 16th. I just can't see us getting above that ceiling without that. But other than, I think we'll be fine. But who knows?
Yeah, I think I'd be shocked if you went down.
Yeah.
Very shocked.
I think it's possible, and I think we were really, really flirting with it last season. But we had a good second half of the season, to be fair, and ended up staying up quite comfortably. But yeah, I've got a 16th. Who have you got? You had Southampton 16th.
Yeah.
Who have you got 16th?
Sheffield United.
It's quite high.
Mhm.
Between either Sheffield United or Crystal Palace, but ended up just throwing
Yeah, yeah.
Sheffield.
Palace 17th.
Yeah, I
didn't you?
did. Yeah, but it's pretty high, but at the same time, it is quite low.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, I get you.
I just think, obviously, with everything they've said, shite defence, Phil Jagielka.
But you've got him 16th.
No, we'd still 17th then, 16th, 17th,
Around that area.
around that area. Yeah,
15th then. Palace for me. I've got 15th.
Yeah, same.
Burnley.
I've got Palace.
I think with Palace, they've lost Wan-Bissaka now, and they could lose the Zaha.
Well, this-
and then
It all depends
Yeah.
on Zaha for me.
Because obviously, as the
if
time
they
of
lose
recording
Zaha, would
this,
you put them down?
I think so, yeah.
that's what I'm saying. At the time of recording this, the transfer window ends tomorrow,
Yeah,
and I've just read that apparently Everton have put a fresh bid in for him.
yeah, that's big.
If he moves, I'd be shocked if he moved to Everton, but that is an Everton signing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is an Everton
I
signing.
think they go further down
I
in
think
the league.
well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's big if they lose it,
Because
isn't it?
who have they filled the Wan-Bissaka with? Is it Cahill? I mean,
But he's not a right
yeah,
back.
but he's not even a right back. Yeah. But if you're
exactly,
talking
and then-
defensive options, yeah.
then who are they going to get for the creativity? Like
No, I don't
exactly,
know.
I
I
can
mean,
just
like,
see him go
I think
down.
They've signed Jordan Ayew, haven't they,
I think they'll have just enough
for
but,
$2 million.
to stay up with. I like Roy Hodgson, and I've got him 15th. But I could see why they could struggle, like losing a lot.
In
of
fact, their
players.
signings this season have been dire, really.
I mean, like Camarasa will be a good signing, but James McCarthy, I just saw their signing.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Like,
saw that.
He
Yeah.
never plays.
How is he still 28?
I know.
He's been
That's
around
crazy.
for so long.
Did you
he has.
see Glenn Hoddle was on about Adam Lallana on the weekend, and he was like,
Yeah.
he's a good young talent. He's like 31.
I
He's
saw
Right,
that.
people have always said this about Jesse Lingard as
yeah,
well.
it's a meme,
Oh, he's
yeah.
up and
How old
coming.
is
He's
he?
like 27,
I
28.
know.
Oh,
Yeah, everyone says about Lingard. It really pisses me off.
Like,
yeah.
he should be in the prime of his career right
I
now.
think
that's
We'll
bad.
get
I
on
thought
to
he was
United
like
later, but-
22 or something.
Let's
Yeah.
put it this way. If Jesse was 21, 22, fair play, he's up and coming.
Yeah.
I thought he was, to be
If
fair.
he's 27, 28, we've got problems. Like,
Oh.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I think Palace will be fine. But I can see why you've got like kind of problems with them. I think they'll struggle.
I think they'll really miss Jason Puncheon, to be honest. I think
Twat guy.
that dictates it.
Oh.
Yeah, that does dictate. He was a brilliant player for it.
Yeah.
Right, go on. Who have you got 15th then?
Oh, Burnley.
Burnley. Okay.
Yeah, solid choice, I think.
Yeah, I think that's kind of Burnley's kind of areas between 16th and 14th from what I've seen.
Mm.
14th, I've got Aston Villa.
I'll put Aston Villa.
I've got Newcastle.
That's so high.
That's high. That's.
For Newcastle.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got
It's.
Burnley.
I was really debating switching them with Crystal Palace, to be fair. But like I
Yeah.
say, it's open and they're under a different manager. Yes, it's Steve Bruce. They brought some sick signings. I
Yeah.
think. I think Joe Linton is a great signing, and Alan St Maximin, he's got a lot of potential. So
Yeah, I didn't really rate him though when I saw him at the pre-season. I know it's pre-season.
yeah, it's
but
pre-season, but
The game against Nice, I don't think he was all that. But yeah,
I mean, if you look at their squad on paper, it's not bad.
no,
It's just whether Bruce can get the best out
I
of them.
don't know.
Exactly.
I just think they're down. But Yeah,
and for some reason, I've just got a feeling that they'll do good.
Yeah, I can see that. Some people I've got them to stay up. Yeah, I've got Villa 14th. I think I don't think they'll quite be as high as quite a lot of people are thinking, because they've signed a lot of players.
Yeah.
And a lot of them could be good, and a lot of them could be kind of like Fulham average. But I think Tom Heaton swayed it for me, was I think I've obviously seen him at my club for 6 years as captain and an amazing goalkeeper, and I think he's gonna keep him up. I think he's top quality, and that's a brilliant signing. I think they've got some good players there. McGinn's a good player. Grealish.
I'm really excited to see him again. In the Prem.
McGinn,
United
Grealish,
were linked with them.
Yeah. He's not a bad player.
He had an amazing season, didn't he, last season?
Yeah, and he scored that wonder goal at pre-season.
I'm just reading, they're still after a striker, Villa are.
Yeah, I mean,
one more signing.
They probably could, was they lost Abraham, didn't they? That could be big. They could.
Mbai Diagne, who scored 30 goals in 29 Super League
Wesley
appearances.
from Bruges, was he a striker?
Yeah.
It's like they're playing career mode, if we're being honest. The amount of players,
It's
they're
mad.
signing players with big potential.
They've got like a full squad, haven't they, of transfers?
Yeah.
I've got them quite high, to be fair.
But we saw this with Fulham. So
yeah, no, that's why I've put them 14th. I don't think they'll go down, to be fair, but I don't think they'll hit the dizzy heights, because it will take time to gel. But I think they're.
I think that marvellous Nakamba, he'll be like a Kante type of player.
Yeah. See, this is the thing, they've got some good signings.
Well, that's it. Yeah, and
then
again, really high potential.
Everyone said that about Fulham, though.
Exactly.
Douglas-
They could.
Douglas Luiz as well from City.
Yeah.
Great signing.
But Fulham signed that Seri, and he was fucking garbage. Yeah, I've got on 14th though. I think that's pretty safe.
I got Burnley 14th.
And let me just say as well, watch out for that Trezeguet guy, that Egyptian.
Yeah.
Pretty talented he is.
Villa
9 million for a 24-year-old.
The thing is with Villa,
It's good, that is.
they could be really. They could surprise us all and get in the top half, or they could surprise us all and go down. So they're a really tough one to predict, I think, Villa are. But yeah, 14th, I think. Who did you have 14th?
Oh, I've got Aston Villa.
Villa as well, yeah. And you had Burnley.
Who we got 13th then? Because I've got Watford.
I've got
Same.
Watford 13th.
Watford, yeah.
Yeah.
About you, Connor?
Green all the time here, aren't we?
It's Bournemouth.
Bournemouth, yeah. I think that's fair. Watford, I don't think they've not really changed much, have they?
No.
They've just kind of stood still. They're pretty boring as well, aren't they?
And they're one of those sides, aren't they? Really difficult to play against.
Yeah. I don't know.
Very
they're
physically.
just so vanilla. I don't really know what else to say with Watford. I mean, they haven't even got it's not even like with Burnley where they've got some kind of identity.
I just see them as a very physical team, like the old Stoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
Under
deal.
Pulis, yeah.
I don't know. I just think that I don't think they've really improved any signings. I don't think they're good. I don't think they're bad enough to go down. I don't think they're good enough to push for top 10 again. Yeah.
The old Stoke was like a rugby team, they weren't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got them 13th. I don't really know what else to say about Watford.
Yeah, same.
They haven't really made any signings, so.
Craig Dawson, game changer.
Yeah, brilliant signing. He was crap for West Brom last season in the Championship.
Yeah, their signings have been dire, to be fair.
So we all had Watford 13th and Connor had Bournemouth there.
Yeah.
Which brings me on to 12, where I've got Bournemouth.
I've got Bournemouth
yeah, I've
as
got
well.
Bournemouth, yeah.
And where have you got? Who have you got? 12? Watford by any chance? Oh no.
Southampton.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a shout. That is Southampton.
Yeah.
Put Watford 11th.
Yeah, Bournemouth 12th again. I think they've made some decent signings. Harry Wilson's a good signing. They've got that Lloyd Kelly from. Where did they get him from? Bristol.
Bristol, yeah.
Yeah. I quite like
I think
him.
he'll do well for him.
I think Eddie Howe's a good manager as well. Again, they're steady Eddie, aren't they?
Yeah.
Quite literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
It's like Watford. What more can you say? Solid team.
Yeah, both solid sides that I think Bournemouth play better football, but yeah, I think they'll both be fine. Yeah, 12th, mid-table.
I think we need to go on to 11th then.
Yeah,
where
okay.
You'll probably disagree with this.
I've got Southampton 11th.
I've got Aston Villa.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
can see that.
Like we said earlier, off, like after the recording, they could go either way.
Yeah, they could. Yeah.
They genuinely could, but I do think they're gonna. The signings that they've made, I think they're gonna do pretty well.
Okay. Yeah.
I've got West Ham 11th.
West Ham 11th.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're always
They're
around
just-
that area, aren't
yeah,
they?
they are.
9th,
man.
10th,
This-
11th.
Yeah, I've got Southampton 11th.
They've got that
pretty
4
high.
nils, haven't they? West Ham.
Yeah.
He's
yeah,
he's had a good pre-season.
And,
with them.
and they've got a Haller as well.
Oh, that's a signing, yeah.
That's a signing and a half.
That's a bit high for Southampton.
Uh,
11th.
I think it's a bit high,
the
but
thing is, I like Hasenhüttl. I like Che Adams and Danny Ings as a strike partnership.
I think that's my phone.
all of a sudden, just some commentary like we're watching a live game.
I heard Guy Mowbray on the watching the tape commentary in the background. Keep that.
Where did that come from?
Who was it?
It's still going, isn't it?
For those who are listening, we all just froze, just trying to work out where the hell that was coming from.
So, show us.
No, I don't know where it is. I've got a
May as well play it now.
I've got a prank video from, I think, Dylan Rice.
I could still
It's still on. Where's it coming
He
from?
just scored, I think.
What's going on?
I can't find Oh, I've got it. Here we go.
What is it?
It's Man City beat Liverpool on penalties to take the Community Shield.
Okay, right.
Sterling just
Jordan's
scored.
not happy about
Sterling's
that.
just scored.
How did you get that? Okay.
Yeah, Sterling just scored.
I think he did that deliberately.
I know, man.
Right.
Firing shots at you, Jordan.
Southampton 11th. Yeah, I quite like Hasenhüttl as a manager. I felt like they improved towards the end of the season. It's still on.
I've paused it.
Sorry, we've got a special guest in the room. Guy Mowbray's
Guy
joined
Mowbray.
us.
Match of the day's come in, yeah. Yeah, I've got Southampton 11th. I like Che Adams as a striker more than I do Mapei, and I think they've improved towards the end of last season. I think they've got some good players like Redmond, and
Do you think he'll do well in the Prem then, Che Adams?
yeah, I think I'm good.
And it's the same with Pucky as well for Norwich.
Who?
That's different. Pucky though, I'm not so sure. I could see him being another advisor, in that like he was really
Where
good
he
in the
gets some,
Championship, and
a
then
lot
just
of goals in the
falls off.
Championship,
Yeah,
or a Dwight Gale.
yeah,
Just
or it's-
can't
yeah.
hit them heights in the Prem.
Could be the same with Che Adams, but Che Adams is young.
That just shows how different the leagues are.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I like him though. I think he's a good signing, but I think a lot of where I've got them hinges on that. So,
Do you think he'll get like 7 or 8 goals?
This is the thing. I think he could get double figures.
Do you? Yeah.
I think he
Double.
could. Definitely. Yeah, I like him. I think Southampton are decent. I think they've got over their kind of hump. Yeah, 11th. Quite like him.
Are we on to 10th then?
Yeah, West Ham.
I've got West Ham.
West Ham.
I've got Everton.
Oh,
They're
that's
all-
a shout.
Right,
Controversial.
they're always that team, right, who make them like decent signings, and you go, oh yeah, they're gonna break into the top like 7,
And then they just plateau.
don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
So yeah, I've just got them there. I mean,
I mean, what if they get
the,
Wilfried
Silva will
Zaha?
be sacked if they get 10th.
I think
Do
he
you
would
think?
be, yeah.
who,
That's a bad result if they get 10th.
Yeah.
who else had they got a centre back? Because I know they've got Keane.
This
they've
is the
let-
thing. They haven't got Zuma in, have
They haven't got Zuma in, and Jagielka's gone.
Yeah.
So
They'll miss Jagielka.
who's playing? Yeah, they were
Scored the winner against Arsenal,
Sheffield
didn't
game.
he?
Yeah, he did, I think. So
They got Andre Gomez at centre mid, haven't they? Brought
Yeah.
him in.
I mean,
That's a good
as
signing.
I say, they've got a good squad, but they're just that team that like I can just.
You're
see
right
them
about the
fucking it
centre
up.
back. They haven't got many options at all. They've
Yeah.
got Keane, Mina, Holgate. They're not bad options, and then Pennington, and that's it. You need a bit more depth than that.
Yeah, so that's why I've got him there. But that Keane, I mean, he's a great player, and they've got him for what, 20 mil?
Oh, they have got Fabian Delph. He's very versatile.
Yeah, that's a good signing.
He'd slot into centre back, to be honest,
I
if
think
he was asked.
I think they've made more sensible signings than they used to do.
I
as well.
don't get how they got Keane though for 20 mil. Yet Ake is going for like 70 something.
Because
I know.
Because
Keane-
of Maguire, that's why.
I know it's
It's been
it's
such a weird
joke,
transfer
man.
window because you look at Cutrone for Wolves as well.
I
Just,
think-
it's like career mode.
It is, man.
Genuinely.
I think the thing with Ake though is that why Bournemouth have valued him at that is we don't want to sell him. So fair enough. It's like the same with Tarkovsky. I mean, like we've got a release clause, so we can't really do much.
But it's just mad how a young prospect, like playing for Juventus, got a
Juventus
decent
mustn't-
record.
Juventus mustn't be that keen, like because
Look
they
at
haven't even
them-
got.
Oh, that's good. That is that pun.
Yeah.
Juventus
I
not
did
keen
that,
on Keane.
I did that unintentionally as well.
No, but
but-
he's got a good goal scoring record.
Well, they were
there.
hyping him up a few months
That's
ago.
what I mean. And
But
to go for
no
20 million.
buyback as well.
No, I don't think
I was
so.
shocked at
I
that.
can't believe
Which
they
is-
didn't do that. They can't be keen at all if they've done that.
Something's happened there.
Yeah, something's got.
Yeah.
Something's
Whether Benucci and him,
Yeah,
Uh,
maybe
whether
that's
it goes
done
back to that.
It wouldn't surprise me. Like just
but you get rid of Benucci, surely. He's old now. Like,
Exactly.
got big
Keane's a young
influence on the
prospect.
team, I don't know.
mm.
Cash in more on Keane. I don't know.
But if you look at that squad, that's on paper, Everton have got a real decent squad.
Well, I'm getting
They
on
do.
to Everton later.
But they had a decent squad last season and they didn't get in the
I know
top.
what you mean
But I
about
think-
that team
I
that
think-
just they
I
make
think
some
just
sick
that-
I
signings
think
and then they just
though-
plateau.
Yeah,
I think they've now got Silva, and now
They had him
start-
last season.
No, but I think they've had a season with him, and now that it's towards the end, they started to get a bit better.
Is
They-
Morales staying
they-
at
they
Everton
almost,
now, by
they
the way?
almost caught.
I thought
They
he
almost
left
caught
years
Wolves.
ago.
I know.
I saw
Yeah,
he went.
he's still there.
He was on loan, though, wasn't he? He's come back now.
Like I
This
said,
is the thing. I think now that they started to catch up Wolves a bit towards the end of the season and got some good results.
I wouldn't be surprised if Everton finish higher. I've just
Yeah.
thrown them in 10th because
But yeah, I've got West Ham 10th, like Connor and Sam, because I think that they've made a lot of good signings. To be fair, I like Pellegrini as a manager. I think they're a cut above from 11th down. I think there's kind of like a hierarchy in the Premier League at the moment where you've kind of got your 20th to 15th are pretty nailed on, and
Yeah.
then like your 11th to 14th are kind of Bournemouth, Watford, and so on. And then you've got like from 10th to 7th, you've got Everton, Leicester, Wolves, and West Ham. And I think if you've got any of them in any kind of order, so I suppose I can see why you've got Everton there, because they could do technically. I think those are close together and have all got really strong squads, good managers, and are all threatening Europe. And
I don't think many
potentially
people are
top
talking
six.
about this with West Ham. Obviously, they've strengthened with Haller and Fornells. They're
Yeah.
quality signings. But what about, will they miss Arnautovic?
Yeah, but I think Haller will fit in there well.
He's gone to China.
And they're a club as well that are a few bad results away from a meltdown. That's why I don't have them like 8th, 7th. I don't think they're a club stable enough to do that, because all it takes is a few bad results and the fans get on the back, the ownership thing comes back into it, and they could drop down. That's why I've got them 10th. I just don't think I think 10th's their ceiling.
No, I agree with that. Yeah. But you can't argue those signings that they made.
No, good signings,
No,
yeah.
very
and
good.
they are moving in the right direction.
They are,
But
yeah.
I've got 10th. I think that'll be a good season.
Just look at the latest rumours. Higuain linked to West
West
Ham.
Ham, yeah, I saw that.
30 million.
Be such a West Ham signing, that one.
It would, yeah.
9th,
Got Wolves.
I got Wolves.
oh,
I think Europe's going to play a big part.
I agree with this. I think Europe swayed my decision completely.
I was
I
going to
think-
put them 7th, seriously.
I'd have put them 7th.
Without Europe, yeah,
Without
7th.
Europe,
But I
if
still
they,
think-
if they don't get past Torino in the last round, they'll get 7th.
I still think they've got enough quality to handle both
Their
competitions.
squad's thin though.
And for me, I've got Aston Villa 9th.
Wow,
See,
that's
this is-
such a bold.
That's a
prediction.
bold move, but again, it could go either way.
That's
Go
what I
on,
mean.
then.
Genuinely.
They
And
could
this
ra-
is what could have happened with Fulham. In an alternate universe,
It could have
Fulham
done.
have finished 9th and
Literally,
they're still in the Prem.
Go on then.
They
Villa
could
9th
literally
above Everton.
Yeah, I think they could finish 9th or they could go down. It's one of them.
So
It's a
what do you think's got you?
I think they've got a decent squad. I just
On
thought,
paper, it's a
like,
great squad.
bigger club than Fulham as well. I know that doesn't really affect much, but like,
I think Jack
suppose-
Grealish will do really well in the Prem. I think he'll be
He's ready now.
decent in
This
the
is
Prem.
chance now.
he's got to
Um,
though, hasn't
They've got a solid goalkeeper now in Heaton.
he? Yeah.
They made some great signings, and I think they'll do well. To be honest with you, I think they'll be stable. I don't think they'll struggle.
That's an excellent season, 9th.
Yeah, so?
Yeah, I've got
on,
Wolves there as a Europe. I think if it wasn't for Europe, I'd have Wolves 7th, because I think they've made some.
Oh, they'd have 7th nailed down. They'd be challenging for 6th, really.
They're a
without
really,
Europe.
really good side, really stable. Nuno's a really good manager.
I just love
It's a
those
good,
signings.
It's a good club as well, you know. Like they've got a lot of potential. Wolves have.
Your best
yeah.
mate
Massive
supports them,
potential.
doesn't he?
Hmm?
Your best mate supports
I've
them,
got
doesn't
I've
he?
got a couple of mates that support them.
What was his name?
Can we give him a different name so we can say it?
Cut it out. No,
Don't correct.
Don't cut it.
no, I've got a couple of mates that are Wolves fans, and they're obviously like really upbeat for the season, and obviously they've got a European adventure. But I think they take 9th for a good European adventure, and I think they've got a lot of potential in them. But
I think they could progress in the Europa League.
I think they could as well, definitely.
I love that
No.
new signing they've made as well
Yeah.
from the Serie A. We'll get rid of that. The signings that Wolves have made, genuinely. Obviously, they signed Dendoncker after he was on loan.
Yeah, I like Dendoncker a lot. He's
so
a good sign.
versatile,
They've
he
got such
is.
a good midfield. Dendoncker, Neves, and Matinho.
And
Mate,
that's
what I
Dendoncker
mean.
can just go to centre back whenever you want him.
I don't see how they finish below 7th. Like,
Yeah, so
they've
you
got
got
such
seventh
a
then,
great
yeah.
team.
I just think Europe is
Europe's
just going to be an
trust
obstacle
me,
for them.
Europe gets in the way, and their squad's thin bar the starting 11.
But what a project.
But yeah,
Wolves
what a
are.
project, and fair play to him.
And then obviously the latest rumours, as of recording, Mario Lemina on loan from Southampton.
Yeah,
It's a nice loan signing, that is. It's solid.
He could be good for.
I think he'd suit Wolves.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
That he could be good.
I think it's going to be wrapped up today.
He could be good in the thingy with Nuno in charge.
Because he's like a fringe player, isn't he, at
Yeah,
Southampton,
he is,
somehow.
which is weird.
Come
to
from
me.
Juve. I thought he was
Yeah.
going to be their biggest signing.
I
But
know, yeah. Stoke were linked with him, I think, if I remember. Yeah, Wolves 9th. That'd be a good season for them. Could finish higher though. Could finish 8th.
yeah, 9th, but progressed in Europe.
Yeah,
We'll
that'd
go
be
with
a
that.
fantastic season for them, I think.
Who have we got 8th?
Leicester.
I've got Leicester.
Yeah, Leicester.
Because I think the signings that Everton have made pushed them up to 7th.
Yeah, I agree, yeah. It was a decision for me between Everton and Leicester for 7th.
I think
I've
it'll
gone for
be
Everton.
between them for 7th, to be fair.
Yeah, I think it will, yeah, because of Europe for Wolves. But yeah, I think they've made some good signings. I think they've spent quite a lot of money. They've lost Maguire. That could This
tip
is the
them
thing,
down,
you see.
like.
I was kind of, maybe thinking of dropping them down to 9th and having Wolves there because of the Maguire loss and the fact they might not even replace him. But I think
I think it's a shambles if they don't replace him.
Yeah, I know. Well,
Oh, yeah.
they've played themselves. They've played themselves there, haven't
Oh,
they?
yeah.
They
Yeah,
didn't
'cause
replace
who've
him.
they got?
It'll be all their fault because they did the stupid FIFA.
I mean, they're
Maguire.
still
I know.
linked with Tarkowski, but
Yeah, I don't think he won't go.
Who've they got to cover him? Is it Wes Morgan? Is that it? Like, I was just
They've
like,
got-
How old's he now?
Jesus.
They've got some guy that
Fifth
looks like
deal.
Lord. They've got a guy. They've
get him
got.
on the pension.
They've got a defender, right? They've got a defender, and he literally looks like Lord Farquhar from Shrek.
Have they got Benkovic back from
Is it
Celtic?
him? Is it him who looks
Have
like
they-
Lord Farquhar?
No, but have they got him back?
I think so.
Don't know.
I don't know.
That's
what-
the replacement then.
Yeah, it'll be him, Benkovic.
They signed him and sent him straight on loan, didn't they? To Celtic?
Maybe it's him
Celtic.
then.
Could be.
Could be good. Yeah, I've got Leicester 8th. I think they've got Rodgers,
Yeah, do you know what?
Rodgers as well.
That's the
Quite
answer.
like
They're not
him.
going to sign anyone. I don't think.
No.
I think they're going to go with
Pocket the money.
Benkovic.
Or maybe get that there was a link that, surely they're not, but there was a link that they were going to get that Ziyech from Ajax.
Could see
Imagine
it.
if they got that.
Could see it happening.
What a fucking signing that would be.
Well,
I
they've
think
got 80 million to spend, so why
But
not?
would he really leave Ajax for Leicester? I suppose he might, I don't
Invest
know.
without
Yeah.
I think he
giving
would, because again, they're a project, aren't
Yeah, I know. It's a good project as well.
John.
Not quite as good as...
John.
No, I was just going to say maybe Roger should invest some of that 80 million to getting a new fucking face.
they? Oh, shots fired. Damn.
What? I love how you went. I love how you went. Fucking face as
It
well.
needed
like to
that.
emphasise.
It needed it, yeah. That was the blow, that was.
What a fucking face.
That's awesome, that
He
is.
is such a twat, but
He is a twat.
yeah,
Showed great character.
I think he's got a good fit there with Leicester. Yeah, they'll have a good season.
I still question why he moved like mid-season
I know, that
or
was
just towards the
weird,
end of the
yeah.
season.
They
That was
fucking hate him, don't they, Celtic fans? Like,
Yeah, they
didn't
do.
they rob his house or something?
I just don't see why.
His wife and kid
Think
were
about
there.
it.
I know.
You've done all that work in that season. You're about to win more silverware,
And then you left for a
And then-
mid-table.
and then you
club.
leave for a mid-table club. Surely they would have held on for him. It must have been
Yeah.
a now or never.
And he's
Okay.
getting like European football guaranteed basically every
yeah.
season.
Champions League. He's not just European. But yeah, Leicester 8th.
Yeah, and again could go either way with
Who have you got
who
eighth?
I've got in 7th.
Do you say you're 9th and 8th?
For 9th, I put Wolves.
Yeah,
For 8th, I've put Leicester.
yeah, same
Yeah.
as me.
Just
then,
obviously, yeah.
yeah. So you've got Wolves 9th, Leicester 8th,
And then-
and 7th.
Everton.
I've got Everton 7th as well.
Everton 7th, yeah, and I think
Wolves.
it will be between Leicester and Everton for 7th.
Yeah,
Genuinely do think that.
yeah, yeah.
And because I've got Chelsea in 6th, I don't know if they'll get drawn into it. I don't know how well
I've
Lampard's
got-
going to do
I've
in
got
his first
Everton
season.
7th. I think they've made some really good signings. I think Marco Silva's now had a season under his belt, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Like similar to Wolves and Leicester, they've got a good project going on there. Probably Everton have got a little bit more potential to turn into a big club, like because they're already a pretty big club with big history, and they're building that fucking massive stadium. Although Wolves are building a bit of an upgrade on Molineux, but yeah, I really like Keane as a signing. I think Delph's a good signing. I think they've already got a decent squad. Richarlison is a good player as well. If they get Zaha, they've got a front three of Richarlison.
Does that push them into
Zaha.
6th for you?
No.
If they get him?
No,
still
not
no.
yet. No.
Still too much of a gap.
I'll put them as
I
10th.
think the top 6 is still secure. I think that's more next season.
I don't think they'll ever break into it.
They need to in these coming years.
I think they will
They
eventually.
need
Though.
to,
I think
but I
clubs
don't
will
think
slide.
they will, man.
But yeah,
They-
Everton 7th. I've got Man United 6th.
Wow, I've got Chelsea.
I've got Chelsea.
See why you've got Chelsea 6th.
I think it's Frank Lampard's 2-3 seasons into. He can't spend any money, although somehow they brought Kovacic for 40 million.
Yeah.
I'm
In a
going to
loophole
put this out
somewhere.
there now. I think between 6th and 4th, Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United.
I think it will be that.
I think it definitely will be. I think this is the toughest prediction of the whole table.
Can you imagine if Wolves just defy logic
I'd
and
love it
a
if they
challenge
did.
for like top 4?
I'd love it.
Oh,
if they
that'd
did.
be
Plus
good.
doing Europe as
I'd
well.
love it if Everton did as well, like someone like that. Not so much Leicester, but like Everton or Wolves.
As long as we don't suffer.
Yeah,
As long as United get 4th, I'd be happy with that.
yeah. I think
season.
I think between Arsenal, Chelsea, and Man United, this was my toughest one. Was I think all 3 of them are pretty vulnerable in different ways.
Yeah, exactly. And
I think this could go anywhere between these 3. I can definitely see why you've got Chelsea 6th because of the whole losing Hazard thing.
it's the thing, because I've got Arsenal 5th. They've added more quality in attack, but they haven't addressed their problems at the back, and that's one of the reasons why I've got Manchester United at 4th, because they have addressed that problem in defence, and I think
I think
Maguire
Young will somehow get in the lineup though.
somehow.
For Luke Shaw. Something like that.
I just
He'll
think
be in there somewhere.
Pogba has if he's on form this season, I just
You've
don't
got
see
where
him.
did you have Man United?
4th.
Right. I've got Man United 6th, and this is controversial, but I think it's largely because they start to fall off a bit, and Solskjaer's inexperience. I'm not convinced on Man United. I think it's just it seems like so many times they seem like a broken team. Like
Let me throw this in the
I was
mix.
tempted to have them 4th, but I don't know.
I'm going to throw this in the mix. So at the time of recording, we're linked with Ericsson,
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes, and Dybala.
This is the thing. Like Dybala's dead.
Yeah,
though.
he's going Tottenham. isn't he?
I think
I don't know because last night I read before going to bed, he's apparently ready to lower his wage demands so he can move to United.
Yeah, but don't they want him because he didn't seem eager to come and play?
I also
for this
Well,
think-
thing?
I heard about it was actually a problem with his image rights. Apparently United wanted full control of his image rights and he didn't want
Right.
that.
Well,
So there's different stories coming out.
I also heard it was a no Champions League thing as well.
That was
Yeah.
And
I heard
that's
that as
making
well.
Me think that's why I might
And
get
that
Tottenham.
should be there at United. If we're not getting Champions League, everyone's salary should be cut.
And I think the thing with also Tottenham have Champions League football, which is making me think he might jump to Tottenham. But
I just want to know,
Ericsson
will we
moved
get
us
one
on.
of the 3?
no,
And I don't know if I can see it.
I don't.
I think we've left it too late.
I think that's why
yeah,
you finished
I
6th
agree.
because I think that midfield's really unbalanced.
And if we do get any one of
Pogba's
them,
not consistent.
well, apparently Pogba could leave in a last-minute deal. I don't see that happening at all.
too late. now.
Nah.
But apparently, I was reading as well. Madrid are set to offer 3 players for Pogba and some money.
Well, they already offered him, was it James Rodriguez and 23 mil? Which
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Bit
was
of
that was a piss
shit.
take.
That was a shit move.
deal.
The
Yeah.
deal that was. That was like, remember when Barcelona bid 30 million plus fucking Andre Gomez and that Yerrick Mina last year?
Yeah.
That was a ridiculous move. It was the same one. But yeah, I think I'm not sure on United. I'm just not convinced.
I think we're a lot stronger at the back. I'm very pleased with
That's
Wan-Bissaka.
what
Yeah, you
I
should
think
be
you've got. I
happy with
think
that.
you've got the better defences out the two. Out of
Can't believe
Chelsea and
Bailly's
Arsenal.
injured again.
And that's made me think you might get 4th.
Yeah, and I think
It's tough. This one is.
it's Arsenal as well because, like I said, Koscielny's
well, I've got
gone
Arsenal
now.
4th.
I
Right,
don't
for
s-
me, Arsenal are United 2 or 3 years ago where we had a banging front
Yeah.
like strikers and midfielders, and then you get to the defence. He goes from a Ferrari to a Vauxhall
I know,
Corsa.
yeah. This is
Who's-
that's what's making. I've got Arsenal fourth, but like again, I'm really kind of like, I don't know though. They've got really shit.
I'm
defence.
putting
It's
him
like-
fifth because they
yeah,
haven't
I'll
addressed
put him
them
fifth.
defensive
Like,
problems.
who's their centre back now? Because you've got Mustafi, and then who's going
Which
to be
he was
the other
linked
one?
with a move away.
They might
Because
get that-
Shelney's
they
obviously
might get
gone
that-
off to Bordeaux.
They might get that Tierney, who's not centre back, but he's a left.
I
back.
think they'll get him just before the deadline. Yeah.
And that would be a good signing.
But they
Um,
need
And
a
fair play
st-
to Celtic, they've got a replacement lined up, Rico Henry from
Yeah.
Brentford. I
Yeah,
think that's a
that would be a
decent
good one.
signing. That is.
That would be a really good one. But yeah, they've got Socrates and Mustafi. But yeah, I don't know though. For me, I think Arsenal might get out of default because I think both Solskjaer and Lampard's inexperience will show. I've got Chelsea fifth. I think that's largely because no Hazard. Not really many strikers there, is there? I mean, like they've got.
This is Abraham's chance
This
now.
is Abraham's chance,
Mm.
but it's a big.
And Adoy,
big-
to be fair.
it's-
Hudson Adoy.
It's a
Mm.
big step up.
Because is it
I mean,
Giroud and then
we're-
Tam Abrams the only striker?
Yeah,
I
with-
think Giroud will come in handy, to
I
be
mean,
fair.
like,
Yeah,
and I
he's
really
great
like
with
Giroud, but
link
he's
up.
not a starter, is he?
Mm.
But the thing is, with Abraham, this is a big step up. You're going from a striker that has mostly been a championship striker, to be honest, hasn't he? Scoring a lot of goals in the championship. He didn't have a great season with Swansea.
It's such a rare opportunity as well
Exactly.
to go from
Yeah.
the Championship to not
To-
only
to-
the Premier League but a big
top
club.
You're talking about
Yeah.
top 4, top 6 club here.
Yeah, you think usually when you make the switch from the Championship, you're normally battling relegation all season.
Yeah.
He's going to the top end.
I know.
That's rare. A lot
This
of pressure
is-
comes with that.
Yeah, this is that's the thing with me. I can totally see why you two have got Chelsea sixth because it's a big and I think if they stay in the top 6, they've had a good season.
Yeah,
I
I
really
agree
do.
because
You
they're in
put-
transition.
They are
And like we say, Man U, Arsenal, and Chelsea are in transition.
No signings as well, and you've got to use a lot of youth players like Mason. Mason Mount's a good player, but
He's
he
looked
was
very sharp in
But he was
pre-season.
playing in the Championship, so it's a big
Yeah.
step up.
But he knows Lampard.
But I think
They got that connection.
I
so-
just have them a little bit over Man United in sixth, and they could get top 4, but I don't know. This is the toughest one for me. These three.
I found this easier than the relegation
Really?
battle. Yeah.
I've got Arsenal fourth, and I've got Arsenal fourth because I rate Emery above those two other managers, and I think Nicolas Pepe is a really good signing. I think the Real Madrid lad how do you pronounce
Ceballos. That's a great signing.
That's a brilliant signing. They've made a lot of really good signings in midfield and attack, and I think that might just be.
I think he
enough.
is quite defensive as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a bit
So-
of a he's got a bit of a steely side to him. Him and Torreira could be a really good central midfield pairing.
It could, yeah.
So I've got them fourth because of that, and if they get a centre half, it's locked. That's my opinion. I think,
Which they quite easily could.
which they could, and that's my kind of
All
rationale.
it takes is a quick bid for Dunk. People like
Yeah,
that who
or
where
Tarkowski.
their future is kind of up in
Yeah.
the air.
or Tarkowski,
Yeah.
or someone like
Be a good
that.
signing, that would.
Yeah, it would. I hope it doesn't happen, but yeah, I've got Arsenal fourth, Chelsea fifth, United sixth. That's my kind of fourth. To
Let's
sixth.
go on to the top three then.
Who did you?
O'Connor, yeah.
What position?
Sixth, fifth, and fourth.
I put Arsenal sixth, Man United fifth,
Chelsea fourth.
and then Chelsea fourth. Yeah.
It's interesting how we've all got those clubs just in different order.
I think it's definitely between those clubs. I think the only position which we're getting onto now, which I'm completely and utterly certain by, is Tottenham third.
I think they've
Yeah.
bagged that, yeah.
I think that's the only.
Especially if they do get Dybala.
That is the most secure position in the whole league, I think.
But man, what a team they could have. Like,
Have
imagine
they
if got
replaced
Coutinho.
Trippier though?
That's a good question.
Because they haven't got much depth in the fullbacks, have they?
Walker's Peters?
Yeah, he's not a like for like though, is he?
No. Yeah.
Unless they got some youth that we don't know about who's
Maybe,
just going to
yeah.
come in
Mm.
and.
Maybe.
But man,
But
if they get Coutinho and
Oh yeah,
Dybala,
don't
mate.
forget they're linked with
Oh,
them.
mate.
Coutinho as well.
What
Somehow
a
United are
squad.
backlinked with them as well, with Coutinho, but I can't
Coutinho-
see that happening.
The thing
Nah,
is,
he won't go Man U.
Coutinho's
I think he even come out and said he wouldn't ever go there anyway.
I
Coutinho's
can
surely
see.
gone by the end of the
I
transfer
can see him
window.
going to Spurs.
He'd
And
suit
it's
them.
like-
He'd do well for them.
Would he go or Dybala?
Both,
See
I
both,
think.
yeah.
You
I can
think
see-
both will go?
Because
like,
it's only a loan, isn't it?
If both go, Tottenham are title contenders.
That's what I mean. Because
Oh,
it's
yeah, 100%.
Coutinho on loan, and
It's
then
a three-horse
65.
race.
That's what I mean.
Meanwhile, United are buying Llorente off him. Actually, no, he's a free agent, isn't it? It's even worse.
Jesus.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, linked with him,
what a
yeah.
fucking-
Like a
jeez.
real. We've
What
gone from Mandzukic, which is like, he's getting on, he's getting old,
He's
but
a different
he's all
level
right.
to
He's a good
Llorente.
level, yeah.
Llorente,
yeah.
For
Jesus.
fuck's sake. I wouldn't even take him at Burnley at this stage.
What an amazing role model for Greenwood.
Fucking hell.
Llorente.
Fernando Llorente. Oh.
What is this transfer window?
Tottenham third, though. I think this is the most secure. I think
Do we all agree on that, by the way?
I think we do.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
top
Yeah.
third, yeah.
I think it's a given, to be
I
fair.
really do.
I think there'll be a gap between third and fourth, quite significant.
Yeah, I
think
agree.
it'll be a lot closer between third and second.
I
this
agree.
season.
Yeah.
I agree. Third and first.
And I
I
think-
think third and first will be close.
Let's
if,
get it
if
out the way
Dybala
then.
and Coutinho go.
Man City first, Liverpool second. I'm
Yeah,
going
that's
for.
me.
Got that.
That's me.
And I think it'll be very close again.
What about Connor as well? I think you want
Man City first and
Yeah.
Liverpool second, yeah.
Just that signing of Rodri from Man City.
That's what I mean.
That's what they
now.
needed.
Yeah. Yeah, I
They are
agree.
on the verge of signing Sané, aren't they? Selling Sané.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
Bayern.
Which does that affect him?
No.
I
They've
don't think
got
he'll. I don't think he'll
strength
go as well. I think he'll stay.
They're getting
110 million apparently.
Who's the Juve?
Oh,
what's
they're
it
getting him,
called?
aren't they? João Cancelo.
Do you remember last?
Yeah.
I think it was last podcast. I said I'm just going to go for it. Neymar to City. There's been no rumours at all.
Yeah.
Mm.
If they sell Sané to Bayern, apparently Neymar has been offered out to big clubs, United,
Yeah, Man
Juventus,
United, yeah.
Madrid, on loan. Would City sign him on loan?
No.
Don't think
What
they
a signing
need him.
that'd be, though.
Like,
I don't think they need him.
I'd love to see Neymar on the Prem, even if it is City.
Yeah, I would quite like that as well. But no, I don't think that'll happen.
yeah, I
I don't
think.
think they need to spend the money
I think
on the
what's.
wages.
I think what's done us in is that we haven't brought anyone. Like we haven't got.
What's
Don't think-
happening there?
Like,
Because you
our
were saying about the Champions League money.
Yeah,
Where's
this
that
is what I
gone?
don't get. Like,
I think you spent it all last season though.
but it's like we have got like we haven't improved on our mid. Like I know our midfield's like very good. Obviously, we won the Champions League, but we lack that goal-scoring, creative midfielder.
I think you needed
that
another
extra
centre back
quality.
as well.
Exactly, we
Do you
needed
think you-
an
do you
extra
think-
centre back, and we needed cover on the wings because Moreno's gone, so we haven't got cover for left back, and Klein's injured, I think, for like the season, so we haven't got cover for right back. So
Don't you
I
think
just,
though that Chamberlain will fill in that role? And you've missed him last season, and now he's back. He'll be your creative
he
midfielder.
could do, but
Klopp come
just
out and
don't-
said he's like a new signing. To
Yeah.
be fair,
I think
just don't
you
see-
underestimate how good he'll be coming back.
But I
are
think
Liverpool doing a Tottenham, where they have a couple of seasons of just
We could
letting the
do.
squad gel together?
I don't think you need to make that many signings.
I don't see why we haven't gone in for Coutinho on loan.
No, I don't. Think
I
you
don't
need
see
him.
no,
You're
but
better
Yeah, what's
without
he's
going
got
on
that
there?
extra bit of quality.
I think you've
and
been offered him. I do. I think Klopp's rejected him.
He might
Genuinely.
have done. I mean,
Because, and I can see why he's rejected him.
they said we haven't got
Silly-
enough money for.
s-
Like,
I think
Silly-
there was a bit of tension
He'll-
when he left.
It'll be silly wages. He left in a pretty, not a terrible way, but he forced to move.
Oh, the
pretty
We've
much.
said it
fans of-
before. Yes, this is a business sense, but it's like going back to your ex, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, Klopp said to him, like, stay here and you'll have like a statue build or go.
Yeah,
over
he said
there
he'll
and
go
just
down as a
another-
legend. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously he chose the money, and it's like coming back, and it's like
It was a dream
Will the-
move as well, wasn't it, Barcelona?
I think the Tottenham's
Plus,
the
he's
safe-
out of form as well.
Yeah, I think Tottenham's the safest option for him because the fans will adore him. Like with us, it's like, will the Liverpool fans be like, "Oh yeah, welcome back to Coutinho,"
No, I think they
or will they be like,
And it'd be
"Your money
half and half,
grabbing"?
like we said
Yeah,
as well. Half would be like, yes, Coutinho, and then it'd be half Snake.
So, yeah, exactly. So,
I can see Coutinho in the Spurs kit. In my head, I can see it already.
I don't
Dybala,
fear
I
Tottenham,
can
but
see.
if they get Dybala and Coutinho, it's like,
Don't forget they're
Jesus.
still linked with Fernandes, so imagine if he got all three. That won't
Oh.
happen. But
Aren't they linked with Zaha as well?
yeah, I mean,
They've had a good transfer
if they
window
get
that
them
goes
two
through.
of those signings, do you say they're title contenders? They kind of have to be.
Yeah,
don't
they
they?
have to.
Yes.
I mean,
I just said I think if they get Dybala and Coutinho, they're right.
Just
up
don't
there.
think they've addressed the
That is
defensive.
That is such
that's
cover.
the only thing.
so
yeah,
many goals,
that
and they're
could-
back at White
haven't
Hart
signed
Lane as well.
Sessegnon,
They're
have they,
back
either?
at White Hart
No,
Lane.
he's still linked though, isn't he?
I don't.
They should be making that.
People
signing.
don't realise that being back at White Hart Lane is going to be fucking massive for them.
Mm.
Yeah, it will actually.
It'll be
They
absolutely
kind of
massive.
did what we did last season, where they finished runner-up in the Champions League, and they've just invested And if they can get these 2 signings in, that's mad.
Do you know what I was going to say when we were talking
We'll
about
talk about
Arsenal?
that in the transfer one.
So, just for those listening, John's just showed us basically Smalling is linked to Everton. Now, when we were talking about
Justified
Arsenal
my
needing a
attempt.
centre-back,
Yeah.
I was genuinely thinking I could see him moving because
No.
Maguire's gone. I could see him moving for either Smalling or Jones. I could see
Jesus.
Arsenal moving for Jones, you know.
Arsenal
But
almost
Everton,
got Jones
Smalling.
when he was at Blackburn. But Man United
Mad.
outbid him.
Do you know what? We've wrapped it up then. We'll talk about transfers after the break, and we'll probably start with that.
Yeah.
Smalling to Everton, man. Welcome back to the second half of the Let's Talk Ball podcast. So we're going to talk about some transfers now. Obviously, deadline day being tomorrow, a lot is happening. Should we go to Neymar first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So PSG have reportedly offered Neymar to Man U, Juventus, and Real Madrid on loan.
Can I ask? Does the French window close tomorrow, or is theirs at the end of August?
I think theirs is the end of August.
September 2nd.
Because
Yeah.
I was about to say I can't see Neymar leaving, but it's like, it's his last chance to go to, let's say,
It
Man
is
United or
his
Man
last chance.
City, and I can't see them getting that deal done within.
I think he'll
the
stay,
next 2.
and I think Bale will
I
stay.
can't see.
And he
I
shouldn't
dunno.
stay. Both of them shouldn't stay. But
No, I agree. Yeah.
especially Neymar,
Bale-
it's another year of his career.
I feel like Bale definitely has to go. I mean, the manager hates him, and like the fans hate him.
It does
He
get to the
has
point.
go.
What more can Zidane do to show Bale he hates him?
No,
How far
Exactly.
can he go?
How
like?
far-
Kill his missus.
Yeah.
It's fair enough.
Do you know what? I'm just waiting on that now, to be honest.
Zidane has murdered Gareth Bale's
Bale's
girlfriend
kid.
Yeah.
and kid.
He's on a good.
And then the best of it is, everyone would love Bale again.
What if they
If
killed
that
his
happened,
wife?
yeah.
He was a
They
widow.
feel sorry for him. Yeah.
Or, would you call him a widow? Was he a man or I don't know?
Yeah, I think you do call him that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Owen Wilson. put the graphic in.
Do you know what?
Wow.
Speaking of wow, 9 Golden is joined Cagliari
Yeah, because of
on
his,
loan.
His
Who
wife.
the hell's
Cagliari. I don't know how you say it. I don't know if you pronounce the G.
Cagliari. I think, yeah.
Was
In Italy.
His missus has got cancer. I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
So he's
I
gone
think he'll
over-
be a massive player for them.
Well, yeah, he's
Well, if his
class.
mind is focused, obviously.
Yeah,
Mm.
obviously. I mean, that's awful.
It is. It's terrible.
Yeah, terrible news.
What's terrible for Arsenal is that Koscielny has left. Although, is it terrible? Is it terrible?
Did you
for
see
them?
the video? Did you see the video?
I know, shots,
the
that is.
No, what
fucking
was it?
Wears an
disrespect.
Arsenal shirt, above the Bordeaux one, pulls it off, reveals the Bordeaux shirt
The disrespect.
with like no facial
I
expression
don't get
change
him
or anything.
though, because they gave him the captaincy and they were loyal to him, like when he's been injured.
I know, and
it's
then he,
I know,
like,
and then he turns.
turns on him like
He would have
that.
gone down as a legend if he'd have
French
seen out this
frog.
season and then left.
Yeah,
He would have been a bit of an Arsenal legend.
yeah, I know.
Mm,
Wow.
I wouldn't go
But they're
with
looking at getting
footballers, like-
He was a good defender. For
Dio I can't even say his name. Upamecano from Leipzig. He's a French
Right.
centre back. He's like
Okay.
20 years old. He is up and coming. He's decent.
Yeah.
He's had a couple of good seasons.
Mm.
You'll know this guy. Juventus' Daniele Rugani. He's
Yeah, I
25
heard
now. He
about
is. He needs to
Rugani.
get a move.
I heard
Yeah,
about
he does.
Regani, yeah. I heard that was it was Arsenal want him and Coutinho fans anyway on Twitter. That would probably be a really good window for them. If
But
they
you know, if
But
they
they're not
did get
getting-
Rugani, are Arsenal, have they sealed top 4 for you, John? Have they sealed?
yes.
If
Yeah.
they bring in a centre back like that.
Yeah, I agree. If they get a centre back like Regani in that can partner with Socrates, they'll get top 4. I think that's I have put them 4th, but like the commit for me to say hand on heart, yeah, they will get 4th is get a centre back
Or 2.
or 2 maybe, yeah. Well, and Tierney,
On to Everton. Obviously, they got Moise Keane.
yeah.
Or, what did we just call him? What's his name now?
Oh,
Moise
Kino.
Moise Keano Reeves.
Kino.
Do you know what? We've got a story of that we'll tell
Coming
in
to
2
you
weeks'
soon.
time.
2 weeks time.
Yeah.
Coming
in a
soon.
brand new segment and brand new format.
Starring
Connor
Connor Ward.
Yeah. Keanu Reeves story. The world's biggest Stoke fan.
Who's never
Kissed
touched his
his miss.
girlfriend.
Oh man, I'm keeping that in. R.I.P. Keeping that in. Rumour has it he wears the Potamus mascot suit.
1 year in.
No contact has been made.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
Fucking hell.
Oh, God.
Oh man. Can I keep that in, please? Oh yeah, Meta at KFC on Roblox.
From KFC.
It sounds like something from the fucking Office.
It does. It actually does. Are you sure he wasn't pranking you?
No.
Oh no.
For anyone wondering, we will actually get onto this in 2 weeks' time.
Like, I don't know if you should cut this or not, but I could kind of see that now that she's only got about 10 likes. I could see it being a
Well,
bit
something's missing. Something's missing there. She's either not sent enough friend requests, or something just is missing.
Oh, fucking... But not to fucking... How do you get in a relationship with someone you haven't even fucking touched?
Is that the future? Is that the future? Contactless. Makes a noise every time.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Air hug.
Fucking donut.
Can I have an air hug?
Go on, let's give us air hug. I'll blow you a kiss.
Oh man. Yeah, and where they catch the kiss as well.
Oh God, that's too much contact.
Yeah.
You've
Pulls out a fire extinguisher.
Maybe their parents have got like a kind of fucking disclosure where no one can touch it.
Well, she might be religious, you know. She might be a Catholic.
I mean,
But
what?
even
and you
fucking
can't-
so that doesn't
kiss
stop you from kissing or hugging.
No touch before marriage. Right.
Oh, Jesus.
Back onto this then.
Keno, was it?
Moise
Everton, yeah.
Keanu Reeves. Obviously, he's joined Everton. What a signing that is for them. Idrissa Gueye has left for PSG, and now they're looking to bring in Doucouré from Watford.
That would be a great move
He's a
for him.
really good player.
They've had a £40 million bid rejected, but they're going in for him again.
He's a really good player, that Doucouré. I think Watford would really struggle if they lost
Some of the
him.
signings
would.
that Everton are making,
I know.
really
Yeah,
nice
crazy.
signings.
Like, they haven't been too expensive, haven't
No,
they?
that's the
Which
thing.
is, you know, it's like Keno, upcoming talent for 20 mil. And
That's what we're going to call him now, isn't it?
Keno.
Yeah. That's going to stick.
That's his name. That's stick.
Anyway, they're
Luke, if you're watching.
Bayern want to sign Joe Willock from Arsenal.
Why not?
be a
Why
good
not?
Fair enough, go for it.
Maybe
Chuck
he'll-
a bid in.
Maybe you'll, I don't know, have some contact.
Send me the money on
with people.
PayPal. You can have
Right,
it.
Yeah.
do you reckon he really appreciates it, like when they score a goal and they all come up and hug him? It's like, shit.
Oh, he
this
doesn't
is-
want to be touched. He doesn't want to be touched. He doesn't want to be touched.
Speaking of someone who doesn't want to be touched. Can't even finish it. Apparently, João Cancelo doesn't want to be touched by United, and he'll still opt for
Well,
City.
we know someone who's got conflict.
It's João
Sorry,
Cancelo. He wants the number 27 at City.
In tears, mate, honestly.
And to be honest, I'm gutted he hasn't gone to United.
You know what? If we start to write a comedy, it'll be so much like The Office.
I
and we
think
can
it would
involve
be,
this. Oh, dear.
It's a football team. But
I'm
like
telling you.
The Office. If you
Yeah,
get like a
yeah.
Sunday
I'm telling you,
football
this new
team.
idea what we've got, where we have a podcast not related to football,
It's fucking genius.
Yeah, that'll.
it'd be funny.
So funny, yeah.
But
Oh.
yeah, Cancelo to
We can-
City.
Jordan can tell you about like
With
the
Danilo.
experience he had at Gobble as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
quite interested
Well,
about that.
this is the thing as
Yeah.
well.
It's like briefly told
We'll all go out
that.
together, and we'll on that podcast we'll talk
Which one
about
was
that
that?
night.
I can't remember.
Yes, yeah.
Like
Hey,
a review.
What was that at Gobble? I
You
forgot.
got off with
You
a bird in your
forgot.
class, didn't you?
Oh, shit, yeah.
Is she decent?
Oh, yeah, she's alright. She's one of them where she looks.
Does she want to be touched?
Does she want to be touched?
Is she
though?
normal?
Well, I didn't go back home with her, so.
Oh.
Oh.
But you,
She didn't want to be touched then.
You did touch her though, didn't you? Technically.
Well, hugged her. I went further
Well,
than Luke's done in a year.
Next,
so-
next minute she's in class in a hazmat suit.
Was that?
Then there's a,
With a sign on
we'll
the
get
back.
on to the 29-year-old mum from Chicago's as well.
Oh, what about those two who rejected you, John, who said that they'll stay with you all night and then you went to the
They
toilet
left
and then
me
they
at
left?
Boston Bar, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll get on to that as well.
Did they
Oh,
let
dear.
you
Coming soon.
buy them a drink?
They bought me a drink.
Oh, okay.
They
Oh,
bought me a
that's
drink.
fair
Like,
play.
you were in
Gender
the
equality
Con-
just
Connor,
going on.
Connor was. I was just like I was out of it, and I was. You know, have you ever been to Boston Bar?
No.
Right. There's like a downstairs and then there's an upstairs, and it was a downstairs bar I was at. And to be fair, like it was just she just came over to me and said, "You having a good time?" I was like, pissed. I was like, "Yeah, fucking good time." All that bullshit. And then she
Are
said,
you
"Oh,
contactless?
Don't know.
Do you do contactless?
Have I got permission to touch you?"
Wow.
Imagine
yeah,
if I
you're
said
gonna have
that.
to
Yeah.
bring a contract.
And then yeah, she brought me a drink, and I just needed the toilet. I was like, 1 minute, I'm just going to the toilet. And then I said to him, I found someone. Do you remember that, Connor?
I do remember.
And then
yeah.
she
And
disintegrated
then they were fucking both gone. Because there was 2 of them.
into thin
They
air.
were just both
My
gone.
shit.
Thanos.
Oh,
snap.
yeah. Thanos snapped his fingers.
John, I don't feel so good.
I think we do need to get you some. Like, yeah, that
Yeah,
should be
yeah.
the goal.
Yeah. We
Get
could
a
get
hand
both
job.
of us.
Contactless
Yeah.
if possible.
Contactless if possible, yeah.
That's the new cool now. I don't know why Danilo wants to. Sorry, I don't know why Juventus want Danilo from City in that swap deal.
Yeah. Is it cash?
It's hard to get
plus
back and
swap?
It is, man.
Yeah,
It's
it
hard to
is,
get
it
on.
is.